Hey everyone, welcome to Thursday's edition of I Hate It Here. My name is Erika.
Hi, Marissa.
And thank you for hopping on the Hot Mess Express. Oh, it didn't play it.
Oh no.
Aw, come on. Guys, our technology
can never get it together.
is fucking failing us left and right today. Hot Mess Express starting on the right foot, but you know what? I have a backup to the choo-choo because we need it.
Yes.
We cannot be going without our little choo-choo, so let's do this again. Thank you for hopping. Oh, let's make sure volume's up. Hopping on the Hot Mess Express. God damn it, I fucked that up. Guys, I
It's
quit.
not in the cards for us.
All right,
Okay,
let's do this one more
do
time.
it.
Third time's a charm.
All aboard! Welcome to the Hot Mess Express. Choo choo!
That's it. I fucking quit today. Guys, show's done. Thank you.
My God, we can't win.
We cannot win today, guys. Okay. So we are trying to start recording the show, videotaping, right?
Yes.
To be able to put that up on the YouTube.
On the internet.
On the internets, right? To be able to put out the YouTube channel and clip it or whatever, right? To start kind of growing this little podcast.
Right.
That we're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a fucking, every time we're trying to do it, something happens. Just something always happens. Right now the camera is so fucking focused. It's so zoomed in that it would, we can't zoom it back out. We're a hot mess, guys. In it till December. The way we're going.
Yeah, I know.
The way we're going. But anyhow, so what's going on, Marissa? Aside from this.
Aside from this, let's see. Work is working, and I don't like it. I don't think I've shared with you all here, but I've shared with you,
yes.
But I haven't shared with everybody here that I got bamboozled into a promotion, and I do not like it. Okay?
Well, I mean, you like the money aspect, right?
Well, yeah, because who wants to live, counting their pennies and pinching their pennies? Nobody, right?
Yeah.
But I just, it's one of those things. You know those opportunities that you wished for 5 years ago or 3 years ago, and you're like,
when you wanted to be a corporate baddie and climb that ladder.
Absolutely, when you want to be a corporate baddie and climb up that ladder and be a head of a department or just somebody quote unquote important, right? So, of course, I get this fucking opportunity as I'm trying to get, fly under the radar, just do my little clackety-clack on my keyboard, and come home. No, I get bamboozled into, and I get, voluntold. I don't even get asked, I get told, hey, we're promoting you, and you're going to take on this scope of work. And I'm like, no, why? I don't want this, but I also need my job, so I can't take on the shit that would help me in the future. But of course, I'm inheriting new teams, new people. So I went from managing a team of 4 people to now managing a team of about 12, 15 individuals.
Oh,
in 3 different sections.
I fucking don't like managing people.
It's the fucking worst.
I just don't.
It's the worst because everybody's got something to say. Everybody's got opinions. I'm like, keep them to yourself. Act like treat me the way you treated your old manager. Don't tell me shit. I don't want to know it. I don't want to be involved. Just do your fucking job. That's all.
Remember that was part of my criteria with the recruiter. I was like, I do not want to be a people manager.
Yeah.
No. If it's going to require a team, me handling a team, I don't want it.
Right.
It just comes with a whole series of problems that I don't want to be involved in.
It does.
Look at you. You tripled. You tripled those
I tripled,
problems.
and see, that's the thing is that this, because it came with a bit of a title change. And everything. This is the opportunity that I was looking for 3-4 years ago. This is the opportunity that I was busting my ass for, and I'm gonna get there, so I'm gonna show them that I can do all of these things. And I burned my fucking self out, and here I am.
not wanting to do it anymore and being pushed to do it.
And being pushed to do it because this fucking job market sucks. So it's not like I can be like, I'm just gonna go get another job then.
No,
Because
guys, this fucking job market is terrible.
This job market is terrible, so I can't just, this isn't 2021 fucking job market where you could drop a fucking job and have one by the next hour. Like, it's just not working that way. So here I am stuck. I have been told I am traveling to, we're going to do like because they restructured the whole organization.
Uh-huh.
And so we're doing like a executive leadership meeting.
Okay.
This upcoming, I leave Sunday.
Uh-huh.
And I come back Tuesday. So I'm dreading it because I'm like, I don't want to go be stuck with these fucking peoples. Why are y'all ruining my Sundays? Like, why do I have to see people's faces on Sundays?
Like, you have to work on Sunday? Like, you guys...
Yeah. Like, we're flying in on Sunday, and we have, like, not work, but we have, like, a dinner, like, to bring the team together.
That's bullshit that they're making you do it on a weekend.
And I'm like,
you know what I mean? Like, they're taking away one of your free days. So does that mean that you get, like, an additional day off the following week? Like, are you off that Friday?
I am now.
You're like, now that you've given me the idea, because
now that I didn't think about that,
they've essentially taken your day, right? Because you're traveling Sunday, and not only are you traveling, like, it's not like you're going to get to the location,
right?
And you get to, like, you have free time to explore the city or whatever you're going to do.
Right.
Like, you're committed to
a dinner,
to dinners and shit like that. That's part of the job. So, fuck yeah, they should give you an additional day off. That's bullshit.
But you better believe it, Friday, I'm not doing shit. Don't look at me. I don't exist.
My phone is off. I'm staying home.
Don't look at me. I make no eye contact. So, here I am, guys. Here I am.
Ooh.
Something that I feel like I should be celebrating, I'm like air punching.
I know, Marissa, because then the following week, I go out of town for work.
That's right.
And I was so excited. I thought I was going to be going back to San Francisco.
That's right.
Where we're headquartered. And I was going to do my California trip.
Yes, I remember.
Right? I was like going to be in San Francisco and hang out with Fluggy and Nikki some more.
Yeah.
And then I was going to drive down to LA and get to meet some of the people that I have not met from the LA station head. Group, Medusa being one, she just entered the room, and then stopping at the OC to go see my bestie Adam, and then going down to San Diego to see my bestie since we were 10, Mo.
Yeah.
And then flying home. Like, I had it all planned out, and I was just waiting for the dates
to put it all
so
together.
I could, like, figure out if I was going to start in San Francisco, start in San Diego, like, which way I was going to work up or work down, right?
Right.
And they're like, bitch, you're not working anywhere because we're not even going to be in that state.
Ugh.
I'm not even in California.
No.
So they blew my little trip.
Aw, I'm telling you, corporate sucks.
Let's go to a song and we'll come back with the crazy story of the day. All right, guys. So we are back. Yes, Medusa, I'm very devastated about the freaking trip. My California trip being canceled. I was really looking forward to that California weather. I'm not gonna lie.
I know.
I'm like, fuck yeah, this is gonna be nice. All right, guys. So let's jump into the crazy story of the day, and we're gonna do a work one first, and then we'll get into the life horror story because that one's pretty weird.
All right.
Okay, so the work one starts with, I am a division director at a large organization. I have 3 direct reports who collectively oversee about 30 staff at levels ranging from entry level, hourly office admins to seasoned managers earning six figure salary.
That's the team, yeah.
So he's like a VP type status, right? Or like definitely C-suite.
Senior director above, where you're overseeing multiple departments.
Yeah, no, I don't think senior director. I think he's higher than a senior director.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay, so anyhow, he keeps going. Every year, I meet once, one-to-one, with everyone who is not on my leadership team just to check in.
Oh, that's the fucking pits, man.
Right? When they want to do skip levels. Guys, if you don't know what a skip level is that's when you're meeting with your boss's boss.
Yeah.
Or your boss's boss's boss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like...
Anybody in the department, you get to speak pretty much to the head of that department.
Yeah.
No matter where your range is.
Yeah. So it's like a skip level is what they call them. Anyhow, I send out questions in advance. They are designed to get feedback about the experience of the individual staff member and perceptions about what is working well and what isn't in the division overall. There are a few questions I always ask, and then I might throw in a couple of more like topical questions. I don't consider these meetings to be optional, but it was never something I needed to enforce. My expectation is that when I request a meeting with someone on my team, they will meet with me. I would personally never dream of refusing to meet my boss. Maybe not a specific time I suggest, but they won't just decline to meet. But this is what has happened, and I don't know what to do.
I can already see where this is going, and I love it.
You love it for the person who said no?
Yeah.
I see that little glint in your eye.
Because, you know what? Tell me no. Bitch, I don't care. Bye. You know where to reach me? Like, I need you to tell me no, because I need to check off that check mark that I tried. Tell me no. Decline my meeting.
Okay, I said, wait, you as a boss are saying tell me no?
Absolutely. Yeah, tell me I could you could use that time, and I would be like, absolutely. Such an
I sent a skip level meeting request to a manager. He has 2 young new staff members who report to him. Oh my goodness, guys! I'm sorry, guys. Sorry about that. He declined the meeting with no comment. Then I followed up with finding a more convenient time to meet. He responded, "Thanks, but I'll pass. I don't need to meet." Dang, he's like, fuck no.
He's fuck you and your meeting.
Yep, I don't need any of your bullshit. Like, you can keep that to yourself.
I love that.
I love that for this guy. I love that he had the fucking balls to do it, because I do not. I don't have the balls to do something like that.
You don't?
No, fuck no, not skip level. Well, I don't even do it with my boss, guys. And even yesterday, we saw each other all fucking day Tuesday.
Yeah.
And we're going back and forth on shit, right? Even that morning, Wednesday morning, we were messaging each other back and forth on some shit. And she's like, still kept our one-to-one.
Oh,
and I was like, no, ma'am, like, I have nothing to say. Do you have anything to say? Like, we've seen
each other, yeah, all day.
All day yesterday, and we talked today. Like, she should have been like, hey, do you need to meet?
Yeah, or can we punt this to next week or something?
Yeah, and I would have been like, fuck yeah, like, go have at it. You take your little 30 minutes back.
Yeah.
But she did not. And I did not have the fucking for the nerve to be like, do we really need to meet?
Oh, see, I do.
No.
I do now. I didn't before, but I do now. I'm like, do we have an agenda, or I can use the time back? Like, what are we talking about? Do we have an agenda? Do you have something that you need from me, or not? I can use the time back.
Yeah, and then my boss is the kind of person that would be like, oh, why, what's going on? What do you need the time back for?
I'd air it. Just...
Oh, okay. So anyhow, I don't have the nerve to do that. I wouldn't be able to. So the story continues. My irritation flared when I got this message. Who does he think he is just to refuse to meet me? That's what he's thinking, right?
Okay.
But once I got over that gut reaction and considered it further, I was conflicted. On the one hand, these meetings are important for me to get insights from across the division and what's working and what's not. In the past, themes have emerged that I'm able to address to make the workplace better for all. Further, I don't want this staff member setting an example for his direct reports that they can just opt out of meetings they aren't interested in. On the other hand, these meetings are meant to give staff the chance to share their experience with me and something I've learned not to do thanks to reading this blog, the blog that he wrote into, over the years, to force people to take part in elective activities. Okay. So...
He's conflicted, yeah.
Yeah, so the example he gave of, like, not forcing people to do, like, elective activities is... He wrote, for example, when we have a holiday gathering, we schedule it during the normal workday, but let people know that they are not obligated to attend. And if they would rather just duck out early and take a couple hours of personal time, they can do that. Okay. This meeting seems to straddle the fence on whether it's primarily for me or for the employee. The staff member in question isn't new to the workforce or new to the organization. When I interact with him, he's technically polite but generally sullen. That said, my understanding is that he's fine at his job and his staff like him, but I have had to ask his supervisor to talk to him about participating appropriately as a manager. For example, last year, he and his direct reports just didn't show up at our division annual retreat. It was in our city, but away from the organization's office during normal hours. He said he thought it was just optional, and he and his staff just went to work like normal that day. So I'm like, are they not fucking communicating correctly to this guy, or is this guy...
He just doesn't want to participate.
So anyhow, this is a hill... So is this a hill to die on, where I just insist that he meet with me and share his feelings about his job? Or do I put this in the category of elective activity and give him a pass?
I don't see the problem. You don't want to meet with me, that's fine. I'm giving you the opportunity. All I would do is follow up in an email and say, hey, I just want to make sure that you have this opportunity. Exactly what I said. This is an opportunity for you and I to understand how I can better help you. If you have no feedback, that's fine. Just let me know you have no feedback at this time. Like, we don't have to meet. That's totally fine.
So, because this guy is not new, I'm wondering if he's, like, brought up stuff during the previous skip level meetings with this guy, and this guy hasn't done shit about it.
And he's like, why?
He's like, fuck it. Like, you haven't done anything. I've told you what I need.
Yeah.
You don't listen.
Why
and
should I?
So this year he's like, pass. Big pass on that.
To be quite frank, I think this is ego-driven from the department leader. Because it is a little bit like, why don't you want to meet with me? Like,
with me?
With me. You have the privilege of talking to me and you're going to decline. It does come off that way. If he has nothing to say, then just say, hey, if you have no feedback at the moment, just let me know there's no feedback, but don't decline the meeting. Set the expectation of letting me know, hey, you know what? I appreciate the time, but, I have no feedback at this time. Everything's good. Work is normal. I don't have any feedback that I can provide. If you see it continuing, though, what I would have done would have been like, fine, then I'm meeting with your direct reports, because either you're not telling me something or something's happening that you're hiding.
I mean, regardless, he still should, because he says he does it with everybody. So,
exactly.
Okay, if you don't want to meet, I'm still sending an invite to your direct reporters.
Because essentially, even if you do, you're going to find out if he's trying to hide something or whatever it is. I think it was a little bit of an ego punch, which I can see, but just set the expectation. Be like, hey, you don't just decline a meeting. Let me know you have no feedback. And then we can figure out if it's necessary for us to meet or not.
Or if these are like yearly mandatory, then tell them it's a yearly mandatory meeting.
Absolutely.
Like, don't sit there in your fifis.
But if I have no feedback to give you, like I would tell you, hey, I appreciate the invite. However, at this time, I don't have any feedback to provide.
I mean, I think he pretty much said that when it was his reply. Thanks, but I'll pass. I don't need to meet.
No, but that's straight up being like, fuck you and your meeting, right? Like, I love the response. I'm not gonna lie. I am here for it. But in a professional manner, it'd be like, hey, thanks. I appreciate it. However, I have no feedback to provide. Everything's good. I just don't see this being constructive unless you have things you'd like to discuss with me.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then you leave it at that, right?
Yeah, I think it's definitely ego driven.
Of course.
I think that if these are expected / mandatory meetings and retreats and shit that they need to that he as a manager,
right,
on a manager level needs him to do, then it should be explicitly told to him.
It's mandatory.
Like when we do these annual retreats, like every staff member needs to be there.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not optional. Like, yeah, just let them know this shit's not optional.
Right. Which I agree, but I disagree.
What
Like staff retreats, I wish I had the option of electing to opt in or not. Do you see what I'm saying? Because if it's just like a team bonding, like.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course you didn't go into debt about.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, taking it from a person who's been on both sides of the fence, I could tell you that if I had the ability to be like, I don't really care to go to these fucking team buildings with these people. Yeah. I would prefer to have the option.
Oh yeah.
Right? Because I don't want to sit down, and then typically you drive across, like for the most part, you drive across somewhere, right? Mm-hmm. It's not like it's in your backyard or 5 minutes from your house. They're typically done in, like a midpoint for everyone or close to the office or blah blah blah. And so I would prefer. I don't know why it's so frowned upon to decline those things, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, because it's fucking corporate America where they want you to be all, oh, pizza party, fuck yeah. Annual retreat, fuck yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, no. I get it. But
steakhouse dinner, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I personally would, I don't like going to these things.
Me neither.
It irritates the shit out of me. But also, you know what I mean? Like, if you're in a position of leadership and
you have to be there.
You have to do it. It's
Absolutely.
part of being in leadership.
Yep.
It really is, unfortunately.
Yep.
So, yeah, good for this guy for saying, fuck no.
I love the attitude. Don't get me wrong. I'm like, I love your attitude, but I do think it's a little bit ego-driven.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do I think that he's, if he's performing and if he's doing everything else, this is not the battle to pick.
No.
In my opinion.
I mean, I don't know. No. Does he really do anything about what's happening?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
all the feedback that he's actually intaking, is there like actionable items that he does after? Then
and follow up, and you know what I mean?
Because he, like, in his little mind, he thinks he's making a difference.
Right.
It's
but very perceptive driven.
Right, but this guy, obviously, who's done these with him the previous years, is
Correct.
like, fuck no, nothing's come out of this. Maybe it made his life a little harder.
If anything,
you know what I mean? Like, what if he bitched about his boss and his boss retaliated? Who fucking knows?
Yeah.
But I don't know. This guy's in his fifis. If this guy doesn't want to do it, then just go
move on.
Go to his direct reports. But if it's a mandatory thing,
if you're gonna find out from your company, are these mandatory or are these self-implemented?
Yep.
Right? Because, for example, my company doesn't have mandatory one-on-ones, but I have them self-implemented and required, and I make that aware of my team. I'm gonna put this on your calendar. We will be meeting, and these are mandatory. So that you and I can have a touch base. If we have nothing to discuss, we can always punt it to the next week, but we will have that set schedule, right? Mm-hmm. That is something that I implemented. This is not coming from the company. This is not coming from HR. Sometimes it does, right? Mm-hmm. But again, if these are not coming from like a policy or the company, and these are self-implemented, get out of your fifis, move on.
All right, guys. Well, let's jump into a song, and then we will come back and see what you guys said in the chat.
And let us know in the chat. What would you have declined it? What would you do?
I fucking love this guy. He's still a hero. All right, guys. We are back.
Yes.
I just noticed James Rapido was asking, did I miss the free donuts? You did, James, but we still have plenty of below on the Hot Mess Express, so jump on board.
Take a seat. All right, so getting into the chat. Sal says the MFer should meet with you to see if you guys are aligned with the object at the end. It don't gotta be consistent. Decline with no comment or reasoning is not good. You can have a position, but understanding why is crucial to maintaining a professional relationship. I don't know. To me, I've been on both sides of the fence, and I can tell you it's not that big of a deal on the leader side. I think this is a little bit ego-driven. Again, that's just my opinion. Flaggy says, they're a corporate pick-me girl or boy.
They are. So for those of you just jumping in, Mm-hmm. The story that we discussed was about I want to say he's probably like in the like C-suite level of the company
organization.
The organization. He's either a VP of that department or something in that nature, because he's got
at that level,
at the level of like downline that he explained he has in the story. He's got to be in that part of the organization, right?
Correct.
Well, he likes to do these skip level type of meetings once a year, and that's where he skips over the managers and he meets one-to-one with all the associates.
Correct.
Right? To get their feedback on stuff that's happened over the year, what they can work on, blah, blah, blah. So he sent it to one of the managers that doesn't report directly into him, reports into one of his directors or somebody else, right?
Correct.
And this manager declined. And then he
said no.
And then he sent it again, and the guy was like, "No thanks. I don't need to meet." And so now this guy is totally in his fifis and is like, "Is this unprofessional?
Should I make him
meet with me?"
Right.
So that's where we're at, guys.
All right. Jen is saying he's being a little disrespectful, declining the meeting. So she thinks he's being a little disrespectful, declining the meeting. Sal says, I have nothing to say. Why is that? Unpack it with updates on task, and boom, there's your quick one-on-one. See, I don't think that's this type of meeting, though. I think that's the difference. This is not a typical standard one-on-one meeting where they just sit down and talk through items or projects. This is hey, let me do a pulse check with you to see how everything's going.
Yep.
What's your feedback on the team, on the culture, on this, that, and the other? And I think, Erika, you brought up a great point. Earlier, as we were reading the story, that, you know, it could be because this is not like his first time. This is not his first time going through one of these. He's been there before. So he's had to have these meetings before.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not the first time.
Exactly.
And that's why he declined. He's like, these are bullshit. That's what I'm thinking.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, when you first start an organization, you're like, oh shit, okay, like you still have
cool.
You still have that glimpse of hope of like, oh fuck yeah, like this is a cool organization, they care what I think, blah blah blah. And then like after you're there for a while, you start seeing all the fucking cracks and you're like, oh, this place blows, and these meetings are bullshit. I want nothing to do with it.
Exactly. This is just I covered my ass or I checked the box type of thing. So I totally agree. That these are maybe because this is not his first year there. He's been there for a couple of years. That he's just tired. He's just said, you know what? Why am I providing my feedback when no one's listening to me anyway and not doing anything about it? So again, I'm all for it. Decline the meeting. Tell me you've got nothing to say, and then I can move on. I mean, that's my perspective.
Like I said earlier, I'm a punani, and I would have not declined. I would have not.
Okay.
Even though I had nothing to say, I wouldn't.
You just sit there and stare at each other.
I'd just be like, okay, like I would just be like, I have no feedback. Like,
yeah.
Let him ask his little questions, and I'd just be like, giving him the bare minimum.
Right.
But I wouldn't have declined the meeting.
B. Coop says maybe he's nervous to say anything possibly negative and have it come back to him.
The retaliation
part, and that's what we were saying. Maybe he did speak up at one point, and it came back, and it made it worse for him. So now he's like, I ain't saying nothing. You get nothing from me. I know nothing. I've seen nothing. I have no opinions. Nothing.
Yeah. Well, that could be the case.
Medusa says, same with me. I stopped trying to meet with my boss after getting the quote-unquote, I'm too busy. Okay, then I'll just scream on the down low till I get a raise. Absolutely, Medusa.
Yep.
You do what you do. Get your money and go home, girl.
You get that bag.
Absolutely. And if you're ever in Houston, just let me know because my dog is in desperate need of a good girl. James from Pedro says, at the very least, just take the meeting. See, there comes a point, though, where you just don't give a fuck.
You don't give a fuck if you're that guy. Last year with corporate, I didn't give a fuck.
My last year with corporate, I was like, fuck you, double fuck you.
Yep.
I don't like any of you. I was that person.
Oh yeah, my quote unquote anonymous survey. I fucking went to town. I'm like, I know this is not anonymous, so you can go fuck yourself. You can. Well, I didn't really say go fuck yourself, but I'm like, nothing ever gets like you keep sending us the same survey.
Why?
It doesn't even change year to year. It's been the same survey since I started. Nothing ever gets done, and then guess what, guys? A month later, my position was termed, and I got a severance package the fuck out of there. Coincidence? I don't know.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe I was too open on that survey, right?
But I was open too, and they didn't fire me because they needed me. But I still left. But I did. Like I was at the point when I left corporate where the fucking HR lady was trying to have an exit interview with me, and I kept declining it. I was like, no, bitch, I don't want to speak to you. And she called me on my personal phone, and she was like, I'm just putting these on the calendar and you keep declining them. And I said, because you have my feedback. I've been here for so many years. Pull all of those anonymous surveys. I've given you all the feedback that you like.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
I don't, there's no more questions to ask. Goodbye.
That's crazy.
Yep. I showed my F you hand by showing up. I guess my fuck you hand by showing up when I told them how I really felt. It was the beginning of my end, and I was fine with it. Yeah, see, there's a point where you're just like, I don't give a fuck. Fire me, bitch. Yep. Fire me.
And that's how I was with corporate. I was like, I'll fucking walk dogs. I'll go work at Starbucks. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm out. Yep. I'm out this bitch. Yeah. And then they were like, yeah, you really are out this bitch.
They're all bit.
Right? All right. Should we jump on to the next story?
Let's move on. No, okay. We're good. Let's go.
So now this story, guys, is I think it's pretty funny. Okay, so my father and my stepmother have been together for a little over a decade. I'll call her Nikki. She doesn't move in with him until years after I moved out. So I've never been close with her. I don't actually call her stepmother. And that's in quotation, so I don't know if like they're married or maybe they're like just married by law. I don't know.
Common law, yeah.
Yeah, who knows? But then
10 years, yeah, like. Because what do you say? This is my girlfriend.
Yeah, or I mean,
my spouse, my partner.
But she like didn't move in until she moved out. So if you were like legally married, I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, okay. Who the fuck cares? But anyhow, it's in quotations. Here we are. To be honest, Nikki annoys me. She's childish and naive in ways that often feel forced. She just went to it. She's like, fuck this bitch.
She's fuck her face.
Right? She'll speak in a high-pitched voice and replace random words with the baby version of them. Think boo-boo and wee-wee. Oh, gross. I just got the icks. That's so gross. I'm always nice to her, of course, but don't like being around her for long. I didn't dislike her at first, but when my kids were born, Nikki's antics almost immediately went up to 11. Whenever she's around them, she acts either younger or the same age as them. I can never tell whether she's trying to get their attention or my father's, but it's gotten to the point that my husband and I try to minimize contact between her and our children.
What the fuck?
That's weird.
That is very weird.
My daughter's third birthday party took place about a week ago, and both my dad and Nikki came. At one point, I noticed that rather than take a seat at the tables like other adults, Nikki was walking around talking to the kids. It was odd, but no one seemed bothered, so I didn't pay any attention to it. Half an hour later, my 5-year-old goddaughter came up to me and asked why there was a lady talking like a baby. She told me she was scary and that she didn't want to play with the other kids while she was around.
What?
Okay. I went up to Nikki and suggested that she sit down. I explained that the kids wanted to play by themselves and that having an adult around like that would bother them. She seemed fine with it. Sometime later, my daughter ran to me crying. She said Nikki wasn't letting her play with her friends. At that, my husband and I pulled Nikki aside. From what I gathered, the girls were trying to play princesses, and she was trying to dictate who everyone should be.
Ma'am?
Nikki, get the fuck out of this, you old bag. Like, this isn't for you.
Nikki, you're one step and half away from fucking death. What are you doing?
Right? Guys, don't mind my dogs. They are on patrol right now. It is their neighbor. Hear them. Sorry about that. Sometime later, oh no, I already read that. We told Nikki once again to take a seat and to leave the kids alone. She tried to argue with us, saying she was only trying to make sure they were having fun. I replied, "They aren't. You're not a child. They don't want to play with you. I know you mean well, but you're embarrassing yourself, so please sit down and stop bothering them."
Oh?
Dang. She stood there for a few seconds before she took a seat next to my father. The party continued without issue. I later found out that at least 3 of the other kids had also complained to their parents, but they didn't tell me. One of them figured Nikki was an entertainer I hired.
Not the clown! She said this bitch is the clown.
A couple days later, my father called and told me off for how I treated his wife. He says that Nikki is heartbroken and that I was extremely rude when she just wanted to play with the kids. I reminded him that these children didn't want to be around her, but he's still insisting I apologize. Kids were upset. I feel like this is a dumb issue, but I can't help but feel like I might have acted rudely. Am I the asshole?
Absolutely fucking not. No.
No, I would have told Nikki to sit down, but I wouldn't have told her to just fucking that she's a fucking embarrassment.
I would have been like, I'm embarrassed for your fucking soul. Sit the fuck down.
No! You wouldn't have told her that.
Yeah, I would have.
I would have been like, hey, Nikki, like, how about you just leave the kids alone? And if she was at it again, I would have been like, hey.
But she told her.
Yeah.
Already.
Then I would have been, like, the second time, I would have been like, hey, Nikki, like, step off the kids, leave them alone, but I'm not fucking straight telling her. Though I wouldn't have put it the way she put it.
I think she's just tired of Nikki's shit.
She lost her shit on Nikki, finally.
And honestly, it's a gathered lost her shit. Like, she could have said something way worse. She could have.
And why is this lady trying to, like,
I'm like, this bitch
fuck off the kids, man.
This bitch needs to be on some sort of fucking watch list. Like, what the fuck? Like, I get trying to be friendly and entertain. You know, like, I get that, but that's too far. Like, to consistently talk like a baby.
Oh,
like,
there's nothing more
fucking
like
gross,
disgusting than when adults do baby talk.
Gross.
It is so disgusting. It is.
That's
embarrassing for their soul.
And these are not fucking babies. These are kids that are running around trying to play princess. Like, these are not babies.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are you talking like that? Like, what is happening? No, I think this lady's got issues, like mental issues.
So I definitely don't think the person who wrote in is an asshole at all.
I
think she could have worded it just a little differently, but firmly. You know what I mean? Like, her choice of words were poor.
I don't think so.
I just think that she could have been firm and told her to back off in another way.
I think she was still very respectful, because what she could have said, I mean,
she
I know.
could have gotten real ghetto real fast.
Oh, fuck yeah, she would have. I would have. I would have been like, you and your fucking baby talk. Sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up. Go there. What is wrong with you? Like, no, but honestly, as a mom, if I go to someone's party and there's this crazy lady, I'd be like, she's like, let's not make eye contact. You know what I mean? Or I'm not coming back. Like, it just makes people feel uncomfortable, especially when she's trying to dictate and be involved and talk like a baby and like that's a lot. So I think she was maybe the way she had. I think she should have pulled the dad aside and been like, hey, we've asked Nikki to sit down. While I understand that she's trying to be nice, it's stepping too far. Can you help us? You know,
hold your bitch down.
Get a hold of your bitch, or I will, because someone will, because that's crazy. But yeah, no, like that. I don't think she's an asshole. I think that lady's got like a lot of issues. And I think the dad's just trying to stand up for his wife, which fuck off too. Like, how dare you? Like, you hear that and you're like okay with that? That's crazy to me.
I know. I think I'm still telling you. I think that it was her bad choice of words. I think if she had just been like, Nikki, I need you to please sit, leave the kids to play by themselves. I've asked you already once.
Yeah.
Just back up. Like, I think the dad would have understood that more than her telling her, you're embarrassing yourself. Or you're an embarrassment or whatever the fuck
you're embarrassing yourself, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. Who knows? But that's fucking weird, and I wanted to read that story because that's fucking weird.
Who the fuck does that? Hope y'all are not baby talking because I judge.
All right, guys.
Judge hard.
Well, let's jump into a song, and we will. Oh shit! I accidentally ended that too fast.
That's okay.
Sorry, guys. I clicked the mouse or the keypad. I'm sorry. I tried. I was like holding as long as I could, and then I had to move in.
Yeah.
There, we ended the song. Okay, so back to the comments.
Yes. So Fluggy says someone needs to check if homegirl's wearing a diaper. It's giving me those vibes, honestly.
That's so fucking creepy, and I don't know. It's when people do that, it's something's got to be wrong with them. I don't know. Psychologically, that's just so weird. I used to have and the reason I say this, or I'm so disgusted by it, guys, I had a roommate. Well, she was a friend, and then she was a roommate for a year, and then we were like, fuck you. Like, we never talked to each other after that. But she would baby talk. It was so gross, and I would always tell her, like, don't do that. Like, all of us would, because it was a group of us that would hang out.
But just, like, on a random fucking Tuesday? Like, just all of a sudden? Or?
Like, yeah, she used to, like, baby talk. Like, she started using her little voice like that. Gross, guys. Like, no, I don't want to do that. Like that.
Absolutely not, ma'am. You're getting slapped.
Uh-huh.
Get the fuck out of here. No.
Yes, you would. Uh-huh.
I would have been in jail.
And I thought, like, we all once, because I brought it up when we were, like, kind of, like, it was just,
yeah.
Like, we're all just hanging out. It was a very informal type of setting or whatever, right? And it was, like, brought up about her, like, baby talk, and I was like, you need to cut that out. And everybody was like, yeah, like, stop that. That's
right.
Gross.
And what would she say?
I don't do that. I don't talk like that. I'm like, there's, like, 6 other people here saying you do that.
Oh, absolutely. Now you're gaslighting me, man. Absolutely fucking not.
Gaslighting wasn't around back then, so I'm just like, so what, you're lying? Like, you're saying I'm lying? Yeah, no, whatever. But it was gross. So that, like, irks me now every time. It's just so sick.
Absolutely gross, Coop. Absolutely gross. Do not do that because I will block you.
What did he say? I can't read the...
He typed it in baby talk, which I'm slightly impressed. Which I'm slightly impressed, but also grossed out at the same time.
Oh my god, and read it.
Absolutely not. No, ma'am. You can read that.
I will not. Oh, that's so funny. I can't. That's talent though, Coop.
I know. I'm very impressed. I'm disgusted as much as I am impressed. This is a very awkward feeling, Coop. I've never felt this before. I'm disgusted and impressed all in one. It's a very wild emotion. Fluggy says diaper kink. Maybe. Bcoop had previously said Nikki needed to be sent to the store to go look for dehydrated water. Anything to get her out of there. Right?
That would have been hey Nikki, can you fucking go grab some ice?
Watch her be like, hey, husband. Baby nice.
Or why didn't she fucking pull the dad aside and just be like, hey,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
hey, I've asked her. I don't want to be rude. Can you please talk to her?
Can you please have Nikki leave the kids alone?
Because it's fucking weird.
Yeah, just let them play. Like, let them have their time. This is not... Nikki's 100 years old. They don't want to fucking...
This bitch is one hop and skip away from the fucking grave.
She was trying to dictate princesses because she wanted to be the fucking evil witch. I don't know. Like, Nikki, sit the fuck down.
I don't know. That's crazy.
But yeah, that was the story, guys. And, I mean...
Baby talk? Absolutely not.
That's a big no.
Ick.
Yeah. All right, guys. So our time is up. Our hour is up. Once again, we will be back next Thursday.
Yes.
With Miss Helen.
The one and only.
We are doing, we're going to go a little longer.
Yes.
Because we did not get to speak to Helen last month. Because of the tornado, we lost power.
Because Mother Nature fucked us over.
Yes.
But we're so excited to get updates, understand who's out there. I'm sure there's a whole catalog.
I think she's already switched the whole fucking team.
I think
again.
so too.
Like, not once, but twice. Like,
I think we have a whole new roster.
I think she's probably, like, she had a roster coming into the month, and then I think she's readjusted that roster again.
As she should.
So, we're going to catch up with her next Thursday.
Yes.
When we do the monthly episode of I Hate It Here the morning after.
Yes.
And then we will see you guys at your shows.
Yes, absolutely. But if you... I do want to say huge shout out to Jen Glenn.
Oh, fuck. That's what we forgot to talk about in top of the hour.
Yes, huge thank you and shout out to Jen Glenn for doing Songs We Hate with us this past Tuesday.
It was so fucking good.
She fucking Una reversed us, and I have a fucking memory like an elephant. I will never forget, Jen. Just know that. I'm gonna be 80 years old. I will be like that one time.
And
Jen,
right? So if you guys
bamboozled us.
If you didn't have the opportunity to tap in and listen to that show on Tuesday, I highly recommend you go and listen to the replay because she is so funny.
Oh my god, she's the best. She's
just super funny in general, and what she did during the show, or the things that she said, was hilarious. Her picks also, she came out swinging. She picked some artists and songs that I was super shocked, because she loves everything that you and I hate.
Absolutely.
And you and I hate a lot of like the big poppy songs or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And she chose like 2 of them that I was like, oh shit, she hates these. But funny episode.
Yes.
So once again, Jen Glenn, thank you so much. You were such an amazing co-host. And that being said, how do they get a hold of us, Marissa?
Yes, so if you want to participate in Songs We Hate, or you want to hop on the morning after with our dating correspondent, Helen, you can always DM us on Instagram, and our handle is
IHIHWHS.
And you can get a hold of us there. On our handle, you also have, in our bio, you have links to all the different ways to get a hold of us. Email, YouTube, everything is in there, including Station Head. So please reach out to us. We love to collaborate with you.
And I fucking forget that Station Head, you can send direct messages.
Or DM us here. That's right.
I always forget to say that until, like, somebody sent me a DM the other day, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I forget you could get messages off this app.
Or DM us here.
Yeah, DM us here on Station Head. If not, get a hold of us through Instagram.
Yeah.
And we will see you guys at your shows.
All right. Well, if we don't catch you all, thank you so much for hopping on the Hot Mess Express. Upcoming shows outside of the morning after. Do we have anything else coming up?
I don't know. So... I typically, because I do a Sunday morning show, or like mid-afternoon, I should say. I don't know if I'm going to do it this Sunday, and then next Tuesday while you're gone. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a collab with somebody. I don't know what I'm going to do.
All right. Well, keep posted.
Maybe I'll be lazy and just fucking see you guys on Thursday. I don't know.
You never know with us. So stay tuned. More to come.
All right, guys.
Thanks, everyone.